Hello everybody. Um, so I wasn't planning on doing a video today because I obviously have some work I need to do. But when God's kind of telling you to do something, I've come to learn that you should do it sooner rather than later because that's important. Okay, so I'm going to try and multitask here because I actually have some work I need to do before I go pick up my son, which is going to be soon. So I'm going to try and multitask. So we'll see how that goes because I'm not that great at multitasking. Um, so I just have cookie dough here I'm doing for a customer. And I don't have a giant mixer. I just have a KitchenAid. So hence, here, well, I guess I could show you since we're here. See, I just got a KitchenAid and this is a giant bowl of cookie dough that I have in ginger cookie dough. And I got to mix half of it by hand because I only have a KitchenAid. I usually try to do this when I visit Lynn River, but of course, last time I went, I forgot my eggs and then couldn't make my cookie dough. Anyways, so I'll just try and get to the point here. And sometimes your hand is your best tool. Sorry if this grosses people out, but this is what happens in kitchens. So I'm going to put gloves on because I'm going to stir this big bowl with my hands. Anyways, so what I'm wanting to talk about is I touched briefly in my last video that I did on kind of finances about my vision, and I have been feeling for a long time now that I'm supposed to tell people about it, but I didn't know who to tell. I didn't really have a church community yet to talk to. Most of my family that already know kind of what I'm doing. Not all of it. I haven't shared all of it with my family. My close friends, which are very few, they know kind of some of what I'm trying to do. But yeah, so I was like, I don't know who to tell. I need people to help me, but I don't know who to tell. So I just felt God telling me in so many different ways. And then today I was watching a video, another YouTuber that's really been helping me out. And I just realized that, like, you just have to cast your net is kind of what kept coming to me. So I just like, well, I have a YouTube channel now, so why not tell people on YouTube and just see what happens. I also decided felt God leading me to kind of start a little baking small group. So I'm gonna try and get that up and going for next month. I'm hoping in June. We'll see how that's going to be very soon. So yeah, because I kind of felt like that's going to be happening. So I'll keep you guys posted because maybe if you're in the area, you might want to join me. And it'll be baking, and then I also am a musician, so I want to incorporate a little bit of worship and prayer time in there. And yeah, so that'll be coming up soon. But okay, so what is my vision? What did God give me? And I've shared bits of it, but it's pretty big, and there's different stages to it for sure. And we'll see how fast each stage goes. That kind of depends on funding, right? So, yeah, so basically, God wants me to use my skill set, which is baking and coffee, and kind of systems. I do a lot of design, building layouts, kitchen layouts, garden. I don't know, kind of combined all of my passions and my interests and the things I've been working on either professionally or on the side for a long time, into this kind of ecosystem of businesses. And I feel like I'm supposed to start with kind of the production kitchen, and possibly either, and doing kind of wholesale, but also possibly like markets, maybe get a food truck or a coffee truck and maybe park that somewhere, or markets, so I have outlets for the things that we're baking and making in the kitchen, so that they're going somewhere and that they are covering most of the basic expenses. But this it's supposed to be a bit of a training program. Supposed to teach, supposed to work with people and give them some skill sets, and help them kind of navigate maybe transition periods in their life. I mean, everybody's got those going on, but the goal of these businesses is ultimately not just to make money. The profits of that I want to put back into the staff that I have, but also I want to practically serve Stratford. I want to fill the holes, like I said, maybe in the system, help fill the holes. Like I want to restore old buildings. There's actually a whole block of kind of downtownish Stratford. Well, it's close to downtown, and there's just a lot of kind of rundown commercial buildings there that seem empty, and we're not really have much going on. And I kind of see some of these places. I'm always drawn to broken down buildings, and usually everybody just tells me, oh, those are money pits and blah blah blah. But I still can't shake that feeling like there's so much potential still left in these places, and I would like to restore them and put a coffee shop in one, a production kitchen, a rentable production kitchen that I could help other people get started in their business, because that was one thing that's been a big sore for me and struggle, is like finding somewhere to bake, somewhere that has everything I need, and I don't have to do 2 batches and then mix by hand. That kind of stuff. Keeping an eye on the time here. So I want to do that, and I want to have apartments, for people, rentable apartments, help with housing. Want to have probably like a wellness center in this too, like people with all sorts of services. And I'm gonna need a lot of people for this. I'm gonna need definitely a lot of money to do all this, because I don't want to be at the mercy of the banks. I don't want any of these businesses to be pressure on it and take away from being able to be generous to people and to be able to give stability, like without worrying, somebody, told me once, like, oh, you got to be profitable before you can be charitable. And I'm just like, yeah, that's true. And for a business, you got to be sustainable, right? Like, you got to be able to be sustainable, but that can look a lot of different ways. And, I think something that I've been learning is that sometimes you have to sow sow the seeds in faith and trust that, you know, if you're really feeling called to do something, that if you're really feeling led and like, this is something God wants me to do, you need to act out in faith before you know the plan, before you have the resources, before you even know what you're doing. Like, do I know how to renovate buildings? No. I like watching people renovate buildings. That's one of my pastimes. I design layouts. I spent a lot of time on Sims, just because I like to build houses and design things and make things pretty. Like, and on Sims, you don't have to worry about money on there if you all know all the cheats. Anyways, but yeah, like, this is my attempt, I guess, I'm going to cast out a net, and I'll put ways you can contact me or donate to me in the comments. And all that money, if I do get any, is going to go straight into that. I'm going to not touch it. I'm going to set it aside and save it for my kitchen. And we'll see how quickly things go. But the first step is to find myself a kitchen, whether that's, I mean, there's some properties that I got my eye on. Some of which are not even for sale yet, but I did find out that the owners are willing to sell them. So I'm looking into those things to find out exactly what I need to make this happen. I know roughly what I would need for a kitchen. So I have all that research. I did all that over the years, so many business plans and trying to do all the finance sections for that. But, you know, I guess this is me trying to be obedient, and it's not pretty, but if you feel led to help in any capacity, whether that's financing or skills sets, giftings, I don't know, reach out to me. I'm always looking for a team. I'm going to do my best to follow what I feel God's calling me to and just see where it leads me. I just have to trust God with the details. All right, till next time.